Welcome to another edition of Wealth Without Borders podcast. And today I'm delighted to have as my guest Tamar Hela. Welcome to the show, Tamar.
Thank you for having me today, Howard. It's a pleasure.
Pleasure's all mine. And I always ask this, whereabouts are you in the world and what is the weather like today?
I am living in Shanghai, China, and it's a cool 21 degrees with haze today.
Yeah, I'm in Shanghai too. We're neighbors, and here in Shanghai we have pollution meters, and today it's a bit off the charts, so I'll be staying inside. All right, great. So for those of you who are not privileged to know Tamar, she's an entrepreneur based, as you said, here in Shanghai, and she's the COO of the digital agency GeniuseEncel. And she helps Fortune 500 companies generate leads through LinkedIn, so highly valuable. And today we're going to be talking about the wealth generating secrets of LinkedIn in China. So I'm really looking forward to learning some of those. So as you know, Tamar, there's 8 questions in just 8 minutes. I've got a little stop clock to keep us on track, and I'll try and give you the time in between questions. Are you ready to make a start?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Fantastic. So 8 minutes. Question number 1. Who is your ideal client, Tamar?
Ideal client is a Fortune 500 company because they can afford what we do. And ideally, a company that doesn't have a developed LinkedIn strategy. So for example, my dream client is Nintendo. They're all on LinkedIn, but they have no strategy. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, well, let's see if we can connect you. All right. 7 minutes, 30 remaining. Question number 2. What's the problem you solve in broad terms?
In broad terms, it's basically keeping a sales funnel full. If a business doesn't have clients coming in, they don't have a business, nor will they have a business for long. They have to make sure that they have people who are paying them. So we are literally saving businesses through lead generation.
Fantastic. That's where it all begins, right? Without that, we're nothing.
That's
just
right.
Under 7 minutes to go. Question number 3. What are the typical symptoms that people experience who have this lead generation problem?
A lot of people, first of all, don't think long term. They think short term, so they just go with the trends or make quick pivots. And also, they're all over the place, especially, God bless them, marketing directors. They don't really understand where to put their focus on, and they think marketing is just for fun, but marketing is never for fun. It's always for a purpose, and the purpose is the bottom line, which is money.
Very good. Yes, I'm probably guilty of that scattergun kind of marketing. Okay,
Right.
6 minutes, 16 remaining. Question number 4. I've just mentioned one of the common mistakes, but what are the other common mistakes that people make when they're trying to solve that problem themselves?
Well, you just said it, doing it themselves. Oftentimes, people think that they don't need help, or they think that they're an expert, or they can just figure it out. But actually, you need somebody who's really specialized nowadays because the digital economy has completely changed, especially online. And now that we're in this, what I like to call a digital renaissance, if you don't understand how to navigate the waters in a particular social media platform, your strategies may not work very well. So finding somebody who's an expert is probably the best thing people can do to avoid the mistake of trying it out themselves.
Yeah, well heard. Okay, 5 minutes, 24 remaining. Question number 5. What's one valuable free action that people checking out the show today can implement that will help them solve some, if not all, of that problem?
Be really specific with your targeting and get to know who you're prospecting. It's almost like being an assassin online. If you can understand more about your target than anyone else and identify their pain points and also show them how you're going to solve it, that's the best thing you can do. Otherwise, again, it's just kind of here, there, everywhere without any sort of purpose. So be very purposeful in your targeting.
Right. Fantastic advice there. As one mentor I know recently said, where there's no problem solving, there's no business. which I
That's
thought
right.
sums it up great.
Very
4 minutes
smart.
34 remaining. Question number 6. What's one valuable free resource that you can direct people to that will further help them with that problem?
Oh, that's easy. They can go to my blog, which is blog.geniusencel.agency. There's a lot of great resources on LinkedIn and prospecting there. But every 2 weeks, my business partner and I run a LinkedIn masterclass. And if they connect with us on LinkedIn, it's free. They can check it out and really understand how the process works in the beginning.
Fantastic. Just 4 minutes remaining. Question number 7. What concept or book or program or talk has been most impactful in your experience, Tamar? Tough question, right?
Yeah, that's a very tough question and a very smart question. Well, there's 2 really. I have kind of 2 business heroes. One is Dan Peña, and he's he's quite crass and he likes to curse a lot. He's an American living in Scotland in a castle. But Dan Peña, he's known as the $1 trillion man. He is really he doesn't compromise, and I really like that about him, and that's why he's helped all his mentees turn over more than $1 trillion in the past, 30 years. So I really like him. And then the other one for selling and really creating a relationship and understanding your clientele is the sales coach, Jack Daly. He's phenomenal. And a few friends of mine here in Shanghai even get personally coached by him and have really increased their results. So I think if you have no compromise combined with knowing how to be a good salesperson, then you're really a business person who's going to have great success.
Yeah, pretty unstoppable, I would say. Okay, 2 minutes 38 remaining, so plenty of time. Question number 8. What's the one question I should have asked you that I didn't, that you feel would really give value to our audience, and what's the answer to that question?
Ooh, that's another great question. Probably the best question to ask me is how my agency has had success. We've in the past 5 years, we've helped 192 clients turn over $400 million US with various projects, and it's all been through LinkedIn. So I think people would find that really fascinating to know. I will share quickly. One of the latest successful campaigns we had was with a Fortune 500 company, and it was a shorter campaign than usual. We were prospecting huge phone brands here in Asia Pacific. And because we helped them be consistent with their lead generation, really clearly defined, we also positioned them as thought leaders through their content. We told stories with a product of theirs that is otherwise unsexy. We made it more enticing and inviting. They were able to land lots of meetings with high value decision makers like at Samsung, Huawei, Oppo, Xiaomi. So for us, that was like a huge success that's going to generate huge contracts for this company, for this client.
Fantastic. Well, I think people are always drawn to success in my experience, and particularly in the field of sales, to results, right? So that speaks magnificently of Genius Incel, and we'll be putting various links into the podcast so people can find you and, I presume, talk to you and reach out to you, as you said, through your fortnightly LinkedIn masterclass. So that's great. So thank you so much, Tamar, for being a wonderful guest and packing in such a powerful punch in just 8 minutes. I know it's not easy, so thank you very much.
Thank you for having me, Howard. It was a great pleasure.
Many thanks for checking out Wealth Without Borders podcast. I'd love you to head over to iTunes, subscribe, and leave us a review. And if you'd be kind enough to do that, I would really appreciate it. And then if you want to know more about what I do, check out wealthwithoutborders.net.